Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and another beginner's guide. Leah, look lively, we'll have guests. In this one, we're going to be looking into your first steps as an adventurer, what to look out for, what to do, etc. So with Leah's help, we're going to jump straight in. Leah, would you mind doing the honours? Thank you very much. I'll back you later. Right guys. When you get into the game after the opening cutscene, you'll find yourself here in the semi-tutorial area, away from all the other players, and you will have the default HUD. This will be the first screen that you see in-game, in the actual game itself. Before we jump on and run off doing questing, I'm going to have a quick run through of the basic HUD elements that we've got here. Starting on the left hand side, I'm going clockwise. First of all, we have the play guide button. Now this is reasonably new. If you click yes, it will take you to obviously your default web browser and whatever platform you're playing on, and you will get information about the game, just a general play guide, stuff like that. You can have a look through that if you want to. I'm going to click no, just because, which will get rid of that. Next, up in the top right hand corner, we have our information system, information bar. Going from left to right on that, the little circular icon with the square in it, that it signifies that you're on your home server. To the right of that is the server that you're currently on, which is Siren in our case. To the right of that is the envelope and the number 20. That is your mail. That is where your mail shows up. That lets you know that you have mug mail. On your game, if you're just starting off, you will have that will not be there. You won't have any, but that is where it appears. To the right of that, the little Wi-Fi looking symbol is pretty much exactly that. It tells you how good your connection is with the server. The LT to the right of that stands for local time, and obviously the time next to the right of that will match whatever time it is in your country. There are other options for the time zone, the time. You can have it set to AOSIA time, you can have it set to server time, a whole load of options for that. Directly underneath the time, we have the minimap. Now the minimap will tell you what the time of day is, i.e. day and night cycle, with the little sun thing that's going around. At the top on the right hand side, you have what the weather is currently. We currently have fair skies. Underneath that, we have the plus and minus. Those will zoom in and zoom out your minimap respectively. And then the cog underneath that will lock or unlock the minimap compass. If you unlock it, and then turn the camera, get rid of that, turn the camera, too far, sorry, never mind, sorry about that. But when you move your character, the minimap will turn to face whatever way you're facing, your character's facing. I tend to not have it on that because it confuses us somewhat, so I tend to have mine locked. So north is always north, and the map doesn't move around, like so. At the bottom, I can't select it, but underneath the south of the map, minimap, you have the XY coordinates. Those are used in-game to obviously let you know where you're currently standing. You can pass that information on to other people, so other people can find you a bit easier, or find spots that people have told you where stuff is. So you got X10. There is a third one, which is the Z, which is elevation, but that only really comes into play when you learn how to fly. Moving on from the minimap, down the bottom right hand corner, you have that grid looking thing, which is your inventory grid. That will light up with green and red dots and various bits and pieces to tell you how your inventory is doing, how full your inventory is. I tend to turn that off because I don't find it particularly useful. You may find it useful. By all means, turn it off or on however you like it. Underneath that, in the very bottom right hand corner, is with the coin icon. That is your currency. That is your gil. You use gil to buy gear, buy items, stuff like that. Typical RPG stuff. Moving to the center bottom, you have your main hotbar, which is where all your skills and abilities will go. Typical stuff. Underneath that, you have your health points, which is the green one, and your magic points, which is the pink one. Those obviously will regenerate over time. Various things, typical RPG. And underneath that, another RPG staple is your experience bar. Once you fill the bar, you will obviously gain a level and get all the benefits that come with that, as well as learning new skills. And last but not least, to the left hand side is your chat box. Standard chat box affair. You've probably used one in many a time. The only difference is that you have different channels. If you click on the little speech bubble icon to the left of the text box, you will get this lovely little list. We'll blast through these real quick. Tell is like a private message to another player that only you and that other player can see. Say is for talking in very local proximity. Party is obviously for talking in party ones, in groups. Alliance is for talking in larger groups. Yell is the same as say, but it's got a wider range. Shout, again, pretty much the same as say, but that is zone wide, so everyone in this map that you currently are will hear it. And last but not least is free company. That is your guild chat. If you join a guild, it's called a guild and other things. It's called a free company in this game. Is a group of like-minded players who all team up together and play together. Quite a good thing to have. Not essential, but on a personal level I would recommend one. Lots of different good ones out there. So, with that HUD guide quickly out the way, right, first things first, we're going to go see risk flow. When you first start the game, there will be things called active help. I'm going to, for the purpose of this, I would suggest you read them. For the purpose of this tutorial though, I am going to turn them off. Now that we're here, we're going to talk to Riskflow here, and he's going to give us our first quest. Right, so he's going to send us upstairs to go and register at the Adventurers Guild. So we're going to do that now. He sent us across here. I'm going to speak to this guy. The icon above his head right now, that symbolizes that he is tied to a quest. i.e. this quest here, we need to speak to him. So when you're on a quest, if you see one of these icons, this is the person you need to talk to. He's going to take us upstairs. And we're going to go and hand this quest in with this lovely Badron guy right here. He is who we need to speak to. He's the leader of the Limsa Adventurers Guild. So now we've registered. We're going to speak to him again. And we'll get a nice little level up. And a new skill. So, now that we're registered with him, we're going to speak to him again. The icon above his head is the main scenario icon. Whenever you see one of those, that will progress the main story of the game. The main story is quite important in this game. It will unlock, say, 60 to 70% of all the features in the game. Worth focusing on. I will say that the main scenario, the main story, is mostly single player. You'll do most of the story by yourself with a few bits later on where you need to be in groups. So if you are playing with friends and only really doing group stuff outside of the main story, like side quest stuff, be prepared when you're coming in. Be prepared for that. So we're going to talk to this guy right here. He has our next quest. And he's going to send us exploring the town. He's going to be introducing us to some of the basic features of our starter city, like the main aetherite, which is used for teleporting, the marketplace, which is where you can buy gear and items, and he will also send us, lastly, he will send us to register with our starter jobs guild. You need to register with them. So we're going to take this lovely quest here. And we also need to accept this quest as well before we can leave this area. This is an introduction to side quests. We need to do both of these quests for some lovely experience points. Right, we need to head back down and talk to this lovely lady. She would like to go downstairs. Yes, please. And from this point on, we are in the actual main part of the game. So you will see other players running around. And everyone with the blue name above the head is a real player. And anyone with the green one is an NPC. So we're going to finish off this quest. Pick up all these herbs. Like so. We'll say as well, Limsa is very, very bustling. You'll find a lot of people hang out in this town. One, because it's, you know, usually got nice weather. And two, for a very practical reason, it's the closest, it's the area with the markets closest to the main crystal. So you find a lot of people hang out here. So be prepared when you come through. If you don't like a lot of people, don't come to Limsa. Once that one done, we can take another side quest if you want. You don't have to though. Part of the main story. Tune in with the big crystal, which will teach us return. Now at any point we can use the return spell and it will bring us back to our home point, which at the minute is this crystal right here. Run past all these people. Next off, we're heading towards the East Hawker's Alley, which is the market. This is where you buy all the gear, your retainers and that are here, various bits and pieces. Right, so we need to do both of these quests, both the side quest and the main story quest. And that will eventually lead you to your guild. Oh, while I remember, when you're running around town, you will see these things, which are Ethernet shards. I would heartily recommend that you touch every single one of them that you see. And what this does is, this unlocks the Ethernet system, which lets you travel around town faster. You can teleport between Etherites. You will be able to get around town a lot quicker than just running. Now we've done the other thing, the last part of this main story quest is to go and talk to our guild receptionist. Yeah, talk to the guild receptionist, which will finish off the main story quest, so we can go and turn that back to him. But first, what we need to do is we need to actually register, come here, do what we came here to do, and we need to actually register with the Arcanist Guild in our case. So this icon above her head, this blue one, this is a side quest that unlocks something. It'll either unlock a new class, it'll unlock a dungeon, it'll unlock a minion or a mount, or just something generally. It'll unlock a feature of the game. So I would suggest when you see blue quests, try and do as many of them as you can. And the normal gold quests, you can do them if you like, if you want to do them. But my word of advice is most people leave the side quests to level alternative jobs. Because the main story has enough experience points to level your first job class to maximum level. And you use side quests to level up other stuff among other features of the game. So I would suggest you leave the side quests. That would be my suggestion. You don't have to. You can do them all if you want to. It's entirely up to you. The blue ones will unlock something. We need to accept this quest, which will send us to our guild master. She will give us a lovely quest to test our combat to see if we're worthy of joining the guild. Right, so we now have our lovely unlock quest, which is slay 3 sets of animals. Now if you move across and click on the job, it will open up your journal, and if you click on that, you can read what you're supposed to be doing, and also it'll tell you where you need to be going. So in this case, we need to head to Lower Lanacea to hunt wharf rats, orlay, and little ladybugs. So off we run. I'm going to take a shortcut. I'm going to head to the main crystal. And we're going to hand in the main story quest when we are on our way. Right, on our way past, I'm going to turn in this quest. Right, so I've turned in that main story quest. Our next one's locked until we reach level 4. So that's when we can accept the next one. So we need to level to level 4 in order to proceed in the main story. Which just leaves the Way of the Arcanist quest to complete. So now we're going to head out into the wide world. For the record, this zone right here will not always look like this. It only looks like this when there's an event in town. At the minute of recording, we are recording in the New Year's event. This will change depending on what event's running at the minute. So we can now run out of town. So now we are in the overworld. So our minimap is, at the minute, will be filled with little icons. You see loads of little dots. those are our targets for the quest. We need to kill 3 of these. And so as we're killing these, you will find 2 types of enemies. You will find passive ones, which are the ones we're fighting now, with a little blue icon to the left. I say it's an alien, but it's really a flower. I say it looks more like an alien head, but that's just me. Passive ones will only attack you if you poke them first. So you can safely run past them, which is always nice. You head further down. And the aggressive ones, they will attack you on sight. If they spot you, they will come and attack you. Right. While you're in the overworld, you will stumble across fairly regularly things called fates. These are little challenge type things. They will get you some decent experience points when you beat them. Usually there's tasks involved, kind of like repeatable side quests, for want of a better word. Some of them are harder than others. Some of them are designed for groups to do. We can go into them a bit more in depth later. Various levels across the overworld. But once you've finished the quest, we'll be heading back into town. Right guys, once you've completed your registration quest, you will receive your hunting log. To find your hunting log, you'd hit into your main menu up here, and you will go along to logs and then up to hunting log. So you get to this menu here. This is the one for Arcanist, which is what we started on. Each job has their own one, so you can repeat them when you unlock other jobs. You basically need to go out and you need to hunt all the enemies in this list, and then once you completed that list, you'll get the ultimate bonus reward at the top, 2,500 experience points, plus whatever you get for the actual completing each entry. It's really good experience points early on in the game, so I would recommend you doing that. Now at this point, my advice would be to focus on the main story as much as you can, since it's the best way to level your first job, as well as unlocking most of the game's features. Try to complete your hunting log, explore somewhat, and go and try and find your hunting log targets, which is some great early experience points for you. And last but not least, don't forget to do your class quests every 5 levels. They are quite important. If you keep that up, around level 15 main story quest, you will unlock air travel, getting you access to the other city-states. And shortly after that, you'll be at your first dungeon in no time. Thanks for showing us around, Rin. We shall catch up with you later. Caught ya. Don't worry, Leah. I got this. So that has been a quick look at the first steps of adventuring. Hopefully it's helped a bit. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments below or on my social media. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you're new here, please feel free to stick around, check out some other stuff. Would love to have you. If you're not new here, you know what's coming and you know what to do. Please like and share, comment, subscribe and all that jazz. And as always, we shall see you all on the flip side. Bye bye.